Hi YouTube, Brian James on my path to Paphos here, and it's good to see you again. You'll notice you haven't had a video for a week or so, and that's because I've had my wife Sue and my granddaughter over too. They've been enjoying Paphos, and we've been doing all sorts of things with them, meeting their friends of mine and introducing them to Amber, my granddaughter. Because my wife's been on babysitting duties. Of course, it's summer holidays in the UK, but my daughter still has to work, so been doing the grandparent chores. And since I'm not there to help with those chores, Sue thought it would be a good idea. She had some leave, so she'd put a week in, brought my granddaughter over to Cyprus. So we've had a wonderful time for the last week, with my wife being over here on her second visit since I permanently moved over, and also my granddaughter. Now, Sue isn't going to be moving over here until at least the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year. But it's been giving us the opportunity to do a lot of talking. And yes, we talk through FaceTime and things, but we haven't been able to do any of that sort of decision making that you do as couples when you're close and you actually sit in the same room as each other. I've talked many times about what our plans are, whether we're going to be bringing the dogs, not bringing the dogs, whatever. But we put our dogs through their MOT, for want of a better term, just before Sue came over. They had their annual checkup. And we delayed Alfie, our oldest dog, we delayed his checkup by about 6 months because he's normally January, February time. The youngster, little honey, she normally has hers around about June, July. So we decided we're going to have them checked in July, both together. And the good news is, although Alfie's coming up to 12 years old and he's starting to have a few little ailments and things, as people do as they get older, or dogs do as they get older, he's in good health. And the vet has said that he's clear, as far as she was concerned, to be able to come to a hot climate, survive over here. She says he'll acclimatise very, very quickly. But she says that as far as she's concerned, he's healthy enough, he's fit enough, his heart, his lungs, everything are in really good condition for a dog of his age. And she sees no reason why he can't fly across here. Now, we're not going to bring him across at the moment because the temperature over here is in the high 30s, low 40s. We had a couple of amber weather warnings last week for the heat. So we're not going to bring him over at this time of year. That's just too much for both the dogs. So what we're going to do is, I think we are going to bring the dogs over. We have to look at where we're living because we don't know if the landlord here will allow dogs. We're hoping that will, because there's dogs in this block. So we're hoping that the landlord will allow the dogs to come over here. We haven't talked to him yet. So he may say no, and if he says no, we'll have to look for somewhere else to live. But hopefully he'll say yes. And if we can, we'll bring the two dogs across here, either late this year, early next year, when the temperature's really dropped, when it's an easier thing for them to acclimatise to, and where they'll be safe. Because the dog's safety is the most important thing for us. But at the moment, that's the limiting factor for Sue coming over here. She won't come over here until the dogs are sorted out. The alternative, of course, if we can't bring the dogs, would be to leave them with someone like my daughter, who's already said that she would quite happily take them. But it's a strange thing. Dogs, I don't see dogs as being like family. People say dogs are like your family. I disagree. They're not like family. To me, they are family. They're as important as any other family member. So they're not like family, they are family. And to leave my dogs behind, although it's with my daughter and granddaughter, and I know they'd be loved and adored and well cared for and looked after, they're still our dogs. They're our youngsters, they're our little children, if you like, on four legs, our four-legged children. So the idea of bringing the dogs over is very, very important to us. Now, we've been talking to somebody who's brought over 4 dogs, my friend Mark, and thank you, Mark, if you're watching this. You've given us so much fantastic advice on bringing the dogs over. So I think we probably will be bringing the dogs over in the later part of this year or early next year. And that will, of course, give Sue the opportunity to get out here. So there's a lot of good things going on, but of course, as I say, because Sue and my granddaughter were out here, we had so many things to do that we just didn't release a new video. So my apologies for that. But thank you for all the people who made the comments. I'm still getting some comments about the Bell's palsy that I had. It's finished with. It's absolutely over and done with, and I really do appreciate all the support and all the kind comments which I had. You've got no idea how those comments booked me up, really made me feel good. So please leave comments if you would. They are so vitally important for me to leave the comments, because I enjoy reading the positive comments from you. And I've had some wonderfully positive comments about the Bell's palsy. But yes, my Bell's palsy, I very quickly got to the point where I could sing. Some of the words were a little bit muffled at first, words beginning with B's and P's and things strained. but now I've got to the point that they are coming out. My singing is back to what it was. The final thing I had on this was a small infection inside my mouth. It almost felt like I had a rash on the top palate. That's now gone. My eyesight's back to what it should be as well, because my eyesight was very blurry. So I think quite happily the Bell's palsy is gone. And what we think was the real cause of the Bell's palsy, talking to the doctor and talking to an awful lot of other people around me, was I bought a floor fan, and the doctor said it was due to the cold, that it was probably brought on by the cold. And he said, have you started using air conditioning? And I had, but not immediately before that. But I thought, how can you be the cold when I live in 40 degrees out here, when I come from the UK? But it's a differential. And we realised I bought a floor fan, which I had on the floor, feeding up straight on the right hand side of my face and blowing cold air straight up. Because of course when you've got air conditioning, the cold air settles at floor level. And this was blowing the cold air up from the floor and mixed it in. But of course the first thing it was hitting was my face. And because it was hitting the right hand side of my face, that's what we think inflamed the nerves as they go through. And a lot of other people confirmed that who have been over here an awful long time. So thank you to everybody who confirmed that. Now I've had some really, really good sessions with my daughter and granddaughter over here, and I'm indebted to some of my friends. I'm not going to name you on here, but some of my friends who took time out to meet my daughter and my granddaughter and make us feel incredibly welcome. You know who you are, and I really do appreciate not only your company but your friendship too. These people are actually people who started as viewers on this channel too, so I really appreciate that. Anyway, enough waffle about this. I am back. I'm going to be doing more videos as we go through. So thanks very much for tuning into this one. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget, leave a comment below, because your comments were so essential when I was recovering from my Bell's palsy. I really did appreciate each and every one of them. We're also over 3,500 subscribers now, so that is so wonderfully important. But don't let it stop there, please, because each subscriber helps YouTube's algorithm to get more and more people to see these videos. Currently, 70% of my viewers are not subscribers. They're subscribing costs you nothing, so if you do watch the video, please hit the little subscribe button below, give me a thumbs up, and tick the all underneath the bell. If you hit the bell, tick all to get notifications, none of which costs you a penny. It's all free, and all it does is just bring it higher up in your timeline, show you on your subscriptions timeline, but also, for me, it is so essential to get more and more people watching this channel. And all the people who have subscribed, I thank you very much. You're part of this wonderful community that we have on here. And as I say, if you see me in the street out in Paphos, if you see me in Cafe Nero in the mall, if you see me down at English Rose, if you see me anywhere just walking around, don't forget, pop over. Even if I'm with somebody, pop over, say hi. And I'd love to say hi to you. I always say hi to as many people as I can. Meeting people from this channel personally really is very, very important to me, because it's so much fun, so much enjoyment, and it makes my trip to Paphos even better. So if you are on your path to Paphos, please enjoy yourself. Come across here, come and see what Paphos and Cyprus as an island has to offer. It's such a beautiful place, and I'm so happy being here. The only hard bit, saying bye-bye to my wife and granddaughter first thing this morning as they flew back to England, and I'm not going to see my wife until the end of September now, but she's going to be bringing a friend out, so it's even more people to see the beautiful island. Till the next time, this is Brian James on my path to Paphos. Say bye-bye, keep on enjoying yourself, and I hope to see you on your path to Paphos very soon.